Mason, what are we doing today? Multiplying and dividing algebraic equations, and what can you now do, Bridget, loudly?
I can solve equations using multiplication.
Is that true?
Yes.
Wonderful. The division property of equality and the multiplication property of equality are very, very similar to the addition subtraction property of equality, which we did in our last notes. Keep in mind, though, that when you're doing the division property of equality, it has to be a non-zero number. Anytime you divide by 0, you get an error on your calculator because it's not possible to divide anything by 0. That's not super duper important in the scheme of things. It's just a technical point that I wanted to make. Does everybody understand this part right here?
Yes.
If x equals y, x divided by 2 is going to equal y divided by 2. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, and then that's when I move down to the multiplication property of equality, same thing. If x equals y, 2 times x is going to be the same as 2 times y because we're doing the same thing on both sides. All right, showing work vertically or horizontally? Which way, guys? We're showing our work vertically. The only exception to the rule when showing your work vertically would be when you are doing a problem like number 5 here. When you're doing a problem like number 5. In this situation, we have b divided by 4. And to show our work vertically would be kind of silly, I think, because I'm going to rewrite this problem. b over 4 equals 5. No one writes times 4 or times 4 like that. I don't even like that. So please don't do that. So we're going to put a big X through this. Instead, we're going to multiply by 4 by using our parentheses and writing horizontally. So here we're multiplying both sides by 4 and getting our answer as 20. That's where I want you to show your work. And that's what this guy right here is saying. Line up horizontally when using the multiplication property of equality. Does it matter what side the variable is on?
No.
Question, we did not talk about this. If you have 6 equals x over 6, would it be okay to write it, because kids have asked me this before, like, Mr. Ponder, could I rewrite it with the variable on the left side? Can you do that?
Yeah.
Totally okay if that's what you want to do. As long as you don't mess up a negative, a positive, or some sort of operation in the problem. You don't want to put something there that's not there. Number 7, we have multiple steps. We're multiplying 3 by x, and then we're adding 2 to that. This is a 4-point problem, and we said when tasked to solve an algebraic equation with 2 or more operations, always start with a constant like we did. So if you look at this problem, we said don't do it this way. Instead, we said start with the constant. In this case, it would be subtracting 2 from both sides. Thanks, Kane. Or if that's not the case, if you don't have a constant in there, start with what you think is the easiest task. And then the most important thing of the last 2 sets of notes would be, what I think anyways, is you got to do what you got to do to get the variable all alone. So do what you got to do to get the variable all by itself. Anything to add before I shut down?